Hi everyone, I am Sophie Matthew, a counseling psychologist. Tell me this, how long is it okay to hold on to a grudge? A few days or a few years or forever? If you are someone who has been carrying anger, hurt or betrayal for a long time, you are not alone. Many people believe that holding on to a pain somehow protects them, like a shield against getting hurt again. But in reality, that grudge becomes a burden that affects your emotional, mental, and even physical well being. There are people who have been holding on to anger or resentment for years. At first, they believe they are protecting themselves, standing up for their dignity, or waiting for justice. But over time, they begin to realize something deeper. The person who hurt them has moved on, while they are the ones still carrying the pain. So the question becomes not just how long should I hold this grudge, but rather how long do I want this pain to control me? What do you think? Why do we hold grudges? So grudges serves a short-term emotional purpose. When someone hurts us deeply, our brain and body go into self-protection mode. Holding a grudge can feel like control, like keeping a mental score of what was done so we don't get fooled again. For many, it's about unfinished emotional business. Maybe we never got closure, never received an apology, or were denied the justice we felt we deserved. In those situations, staying angry feels like a way to stay strong. Another common reason is that the pain becomes part of your identity. For example, someone cheated on you or betrayed your trust, and now you define yourself through that experience. I am the one who was abandoned. I am the one who was betrayed. Letting go feels like erasing a part of your story. And that can be scary. There is also the idea of moral superiority, believing I am right, they were wrong, which gives a false sense of power. Finally, we often hold on to anger out of fear. Fear that if we forgive, we look weak or worse, will open a door to being hurt again. So, how long is too long to stay angry? There is no magic timeline, but know that when resentment becomes chronic, it begins to harm you more than anyone else. Chronic anger and unresolved emotional wounds lead to prolonged stress responses in the body. This can create cortisol level, which is a stress hormone, or rise blood pressure, disturb sleep, impair memory, and weaken your immune system. It's even linked to a higher risk of heart diseases and anxiety disorders. So, when does anger become too much? When it start affecting your peace, your relationships, your physical health, or your ability to trust and feel joy. That is too long. Forgiveness is not about setting the other person free. It's about setting yourself free from a cycle that is slowly destroying you from the inside. So, what are the benefits of letting go? Forgiveness has nothing to do with forgetting. And it doesn't mean saying what you did was okay. It means saying what you did is no longer going to control me. We can focus on forgiveness not as an act of kindness towards the other person, but as a form of self healing. Studies show that people who learn to forgive experience significantly lower level of depression, anxiety, and chronic stress. Forgiveness improves self esteem, emotional regulation, and overall well being. It restores your sense of power, not over the other person, but over yourself. You are no longer stuck in a reactive cycle. You are living life on your own terms. Physically, forgiveness improves heart health, boosts immunity, and improves sleep patterns. Emotionally, it reduces bitterness, calms your nervous system, and makes room for peace, clarity, and joy. So, how to let go? Forgiveness is not a switch you flip. It's a journey, one that requires effort, self-compassion, and more importantly, willingness to heal. First step is awareness and acknowledgement. You have to admit to yourself that you are still hurt. This might sound simple, but many people suppress their pain because it feels weak or petty. Try to write down what happened, how it made you feel, and how it continues to impact your life today. Journaling or speaking to a therapist can bring this clarity. Next comes cognitive restructuring, a process from cognitive behavioral therapy. This involves identifying the core belief that have formed because of the hurt. For instance, if someone betrayed you, your mind may have adopted the belief no one can be trusted. Through therapy, we challenge and replace those beliefs with healthier, more adaptive thoughts, such as some people betray trust, but others are worthy of it. Emotional release is a third step. This means allowing yourself to process the emotion rather than store it in your body. You can use techniques like writing an unsent letter to the person who hurt you, or using the empty chair method, where you imagine speaking to them. This can help release years of pent up emotions. This is a key part of healing. The fourth step is setting boundaries. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. You can forgive someone and still choose to never see them again. This is a form of protective healing, keeping yourself emotionally safe while letting go of resentment. You can forgive the person but change the access they have in you. Forgiveness is not about saying the past didn't matter. It's about deciding that past doesn't need to control your present or future anymore. You don't forgive because they deserve peace. You forgive because you do. You deserve to wake up without carrying the weight of someone else's action. You deserve to feel free, not trapped in a cycle of replaying pain. Forgiveness is not about weakness, it's about strength. The strength to choose peace over punishment. If you are struggling to let go of anger or pain, talking to a psychologist can help you process those emotions safely and find peace again. Thank you for watching. See you soon.